Another benefit of an early start is that the tubes are generally quite empty, which makes it a really stress-free journey. So I've just got outside Canary Wharf station and walking to the office. As you can see, it's already quite, well, getting a bit busier actually as we walk around. It is 7:30 in the morning. So it's been, we'll say, fairly quick journey in today. And yeah, we're about to head to the office. I won't mention the investment bank that I work for, obviously for confidentiality reasons, but hopefully in this video you'll get a sense of working in a large investment bank, but also being in a sort of technology and leadership position in product, and really working out what I do in my day-to-day, and hopefully gives you some insight into what we do here. Yes, looking forward to it. Good day in the office. Slight side note, for those who probably watching this who work in Canary Wharf, for those who want to know, I think it's really changing at the moment in terms of, yes, it feels like a lot of the banks are leaving Canary Wharf, and it feels like the vibes sort of change. It's really become more retail. There's a lot of activities to do here now. There's some experiences. So obviously you have the go-karting and some of the escape rooms and some really cool sort of inside fairgrounds and all sorts of sort of experiences now. So it used to be really very business focused, and also just dining. Used to be quite fine dining really, but now it's really become quite retail focused. And for those who don't know Canary Wharf very well, a lot of it's underground, which is pretty cool. So on the surface, it might look really boring, like it's just office buildings everywhere. But underground, there's 2 or 3 levels of shopping and retail space and restaurants and things like that, which is pretty cool as well. So lots to do here, lots to explore. Take you ages to get to grips with where everything is. It's not very well signposted either, so you can really get lost here. So if you are coming to Canary Wharf, just bear that in mind. Use the maps, they're everywhere, but also use your Google Maps to get around. I'm right near Jubilee Park. Just to give you an idea, look below here, you can see there's shopping areas down. You can see them actually on the sides down here. But Jubilee Park itself is looking pretty epic this morning, I have to say. Great, so I've arrived and settled in the office in Canary Wharf. It's around 7:45 in the morning. I tend to get into the office around 7:45 to 8 a.m. Like getting in a bit earlier before the rush and settling into my desk space. And also sometimes I'm in a meeting room like this one, depending on the style of meetings I'm having and whether I need the privacy to do that. Today is going to be a very busy day for me. I've got a lot of one-to-ones with different people that I'm meeting from across the business, but also I am showcasing some of the products to senior leaders, the products that my team have built and engineered. And this is really to start understanding problems, areas for people in the business, for senior leaders, and how we can then go ahead and help solve those problems using the products that we've got. So a lot of the work in my team, and especially at this level, when you're at operating at the senior leader level, it's really around advocating, influencing, networking, and getting your products to stick and getting them to get mass adoption across the business. And that is part of the effort that I'm doing today. It's all going to be around advocating and doing demos and show and tells as well. There is a tech event happening in the bank as well later this afternoon, which will be for people from across the business to come and see what has been built, what the latest technologies are in the bank. And my team have got a booth there as well, and we'll be demonstrating some of the technologies and products that we have built for people to use in the bank as well. Another thing of note as well, I don't typically wear suits to the office. I know a lot of people who work in Canary Wharf wear suits. I tend to prefer not to, but obviously if I'm meeting senior executives and I'm doing a very high level or professional demo, then I would naturally come in a shirt and a blazer and look smarter. But at the moment, I think the sort of MO I operate in is dress for your day, and if I know I'm going to be meeting people and getting sort of valuable work done and not presenting a forum where I would need to wear a suit, then yeah, I feel comfortable to do that. But it's very important to obviously dress for the day, and if I was at an event where I'd need to wear something more formal, then I would do that. I'm currently on a leadership program at the bank as well, which is really helping to develop executive leadership skills, and because of that I've got a leadership coach, which is absolutely fantastic. I've never had a dedicated leadership coach before in my career, so that person I'm meeting today as well, having some meetings around goal setting, but also how I'm going to project some of the skills that I've been learning to operate at the executive leadership level as well. So excited to catch up with my coach later, and my coach is actually going to meet my line manager as well, which is exciting to see all of the development that's happened over the past 6 months as I've been doing this coaching program, which has been a great learning experience. I've met lots of people across the bank. I've networked and also worked with people that I would not necessarily have met otherwise if it wasn't for this leadership course. So yeah, it's been worthwhile investment. So if you do get the opportunity to go on courses that are within your organization, I recommend them, especially when they give you the networking opportunities. Right, so one of the first things we're doing this morning is we're having a strategy workshop, which is really important because as a product leader, and also I have my engineering lead here, Marius, as a engineering and product team, what we have to do is regularly check the direction of travel, the strategy for the products that we have, and we manage about 7 or 8 different product sets. And it's about now coming together with management and figuring out what is the next steps, what is our sort of North Star to work towards. So we're going to have a really cool whiteboarding session in an engineering style. Any thoughts, Marius, that you want to share on camera? I put him on the spot. He's not really used to being filmed. But yes, I think it's going to be a good, eventful next kind of couple of hours. And that's how we're starting the morning. One of the things I absolutely love about Canary Wharf is that most of it's underground. So you can see escalators here that go straight down to the shopping centres that are underneath the office buildings, which is quite fun as well. So it really helps actually having these shops right underneath all of the office buildings actually. So we can grab lunch really quickly and also come and explore on your lunch break any of those things that you want to do from a shopping perspective. I'm usually with my colleagues, but all of them are shy. They want to be on camera, so that's fine. I don't mind just doing this part on my own, and I'll go join them for lunch somewhere. So let me just show you what that looks like. So yeah, literally just out from the office building, you have all of these restaurants and shops and lots to choose from food perspective. So really are spoiled for choice. There's so much to do, so much to eat as well. So a lunch-based update now. The first half of the day has been really productive. Had a few hours strategy meeting, as I mentioned, which has been really great because we can really see the next 3 to 4 months. We don't like to look too far ahead, I think, because the way innovation works and the way the pace in which we're developing, I think it makes sense to only look 3 to 4 months ahead and see how things pivot. And really having that view now helps me to map out exactly how to work with the engineering teams, how to manage the larger team, the product managers as well, and understand what it is we go after and how to prioritize that work as well. So it's been really insightful to get people together in a room and to talk about the next steps and really just paint that vision for what's coming next. So that's been quite a, I would say, intense session as well. Lots of information, which is great. So it's great to break for lunch and now have a bit of a break in terms of get the brain innovatively thinking and creatively thinking. And then for the second half of my day, I really have a lot of one-to-ones with people in my team, really make sure they are getting on okay with their workloads, but also trying to help them with anything that needs unblocking from their side, and really just seeing how they're progressing with their goals as well. So it's really important to check in with people that you manage and make sure that all of that is going according to plan and that they have the space and the time to voice things that I have the capacity to listen to as well. So important to factor some of that into my day as well. And obviously managing such a large team, I could spend all of my time doing one-to-one, so I have to really structure how I do that and really give enough time to everyone, but also make sure that we're actively progressing innovation as well. So it's a bit of a balancing act there between technically getting things done and also the people management side, the development of people's goals, but also keeping them infused to work on what we're working on as well. So real mix bag of things to do in a day. The rest of my day as well, I've got a few presentations that I'm going to hold for some of the products that we have, so doing some demos and also looking at some of the experience of the products as well, how the user journey flows, and really trying to get into those sorts of conversations. I've also got some conversations when you work in a bank with risk and compliance. It's always important to have regular touch points with communities such as risk and compliance and controls to make sure everything you're doing is in line with the guidelines, but also challenging the guidelines where possible. Really trying to understand, is that a need that we need? Does it impede innovation? But is it also keeping us safe? So it's really sometimes challenging the status quo in a constructive way. So I'm going to have a few of those meetings later. Got to be in the right headspace for that as well, to make sure that can constructively challenge and make sure that we are creating an environment that can really help innovation thrive, but also be safe and know that we're doing things the right way as well. So yeah, that's an action-packed first few hours and more to come. So update you after those. Office days for me currently are really focused on connection, and I think that's really important, because while you can sit at home, work remotely and get the stuff you need to get done to progress your roadmap, to build features, to make sure engineering and design teams are doing their job, but at the same time interfacing with other teams and working out what they're doing and seeing how you can partner with them or seeing how your product fits into that wider ecosystem is equally important. And you can't get that from being at home and burrowing away and doing your work. Yes, you can have the Zoom calls, countless Zoom calls as well, but you really get a feel for it when you're in the office and you're hearing those conversations happening around you, and you get pulled into conversations that are happening dynamically, and that really helps you to triangulate information and really validate what you're doing as well, but also take into consideration other points of view that may be coming from other teams who could potentially be your customers, who could potentially have a different view on the customer as well. So yes, really important, I think, to balance your time and make sure you make time for days like this. I don't see an office day as sometimes a day where I'm going to get a lot of core productive work done for my own tasks list, but it's a day where I'm getting a lot of information, I'm gathering, and sometimes it's a good connection point for me to help find new customers, new opportunities inside the bank as well. Some of the challenges I'm facing currently in my day job, I think, is gone from a team of 10 people where we could all communicate together and get stuff done quickly to now growing to a size of 50 very rapidly, really hiring in a lot of engineers, product managers at the moment, and getting that team to the size now where it's practically 50 individuals. That communication model is completely different. for me as a product leader, trying to understand how I can keep the team high performing, but also understand that with more people, there are more ideas and more communication breaks, and trying to getting that flow working in a high performing state. So really the scaling pains, I should say, are my main challenges at the moment. And having that equally today in my day, I've had a few one-to-ones with some of the newer members of the team, trying to get them up to speed with the way we work, really trying to understand how we keep the agility, we keep fluidity in developing, innovating, experimenting, then also how do we fit that into the bigger team of 50 people and what they're doing as well, and getting them to work in the way that we need to optimally. And that means everything from the daily sort of agile cadences changing now from just where we could all get together in a small group every day to now thinking how do we coordinate 50 odd people into more of a kind of squads model, which is really focusing on the products and getting people to group around those products and then share that knowledge with the wider team as well. So something I'm trying to personally tackle at the moment in my role, and in doing that at the same time spend a lot of time today, as I mentioned before, advocating and doing a lot of selling and influencing of the products and the direction where we're going, getting a lot of buy-in and telling really compelling stories, I think, at multiple forums, and getting that push to go forward, but also the feedback we need to make it work the way we need it to work. So today's been a really busy day in the office. We've had a tech event, internal event, which has been great. Had a booth there and was able to show some products and really start to get buy-in for some of the things that we're doing in the generative AI space in products, but also hearing whatever people have to say across the business. Networking event, it's great as well. You get to meet people, understand their problems and how you can help solve them from a technology perspective. So it's been really worthwhile being in the office today, getting to hear other teams as well and what they're up to, and really starting to form that picture of what's going on around the organization. And that's something that's really key, I think, to do, especially in a position where you are trying to find opportunities to connect the dots, but also find opportunities for your products to be used as well. So yeah, it's been a really fun day, lots of interaction with individuals as well. Really trying to unstick some problems with the engineering teams and having some of that key value time as well with engineering teams and understanding what they're getting up to and trying to unblock them where possible and hearing where they want to go and what they want to do as well. So really exciting working with the engineering teams directly. Currently working on about 7 products altogether in an exactly at the same time. So 7 products exactly all working at the same time and operating at the same time. So it's quite a lot to manage at the same time. 7 distinct products, getting them products to communicate with each other as well and trying to work out how that operates. So yeah, that's what has happened today, and it's already time to leave the office. It's nearly 6 p.m, the sun's setting, and it's a great time, I think, to start heading out.